In this video, I'm going to show you how can you implement multiple tailwind.config.js for your tailwind css. I mean for front end and for back end. I already upload my project implementation with multiple tailwind.config.js, so you can see my project on this link. I just give this link in this video description, so you can find it and use it as you wish. So I already create a complete guide how can you use it. So uh, so if you like, just give a star on this repository, because this will increase my confidence and to create similar videos and similar work for you. So let's start. I already installed a fresh Laravel project and installed Tailwindcss, and this is a complete new Laravel project. I just follow this guide. I just follow this guide to implement. Uh, so in this scenario, I just create a front end and back end. For so for front end, I just created Tailwind config.js for front end and back end. Let's start. In first step, create two files of white.config.js. So just create, copy this one and paste, create, and I just rename it as front end dot white.js, and copy this code and paste it here, save it, and similar create a second for backend. Okay, copy this, and I think this is outside of this one here. Create one more file and paste, rename it as backend.white.config.js. Okay, now this is backend.white.config.js, and paste this code and paste it here and save it. Now if I want to explain this code, so our first step has been finished. So second step started. I just show you something here. In Laravel mix, which is a previous compile tool. So here we just give the path of our Tailwind CSS. Like here, this is a Tailwind. I just zoom it more so that you can see it clearly. Here we just created tailwind.admin.config.js. So we just in this way create this type of add our tailwind config file in white, but in laravel white plugin we just create in this task in this way css, which is within default config defined config. So here we just mention our tailwind config files. So this is a backend tailwind.config.js. So now I just create two files, and our second step just create two tailwind.config.js files for front end and back end. Copy this file name and create just one more, and this is a front end tailwind, and paste this code and save it, and similar create one more file which is for backend, and create it. This is for backend backend.config.js. Paste code here which is this one, and minimize, paste to this code here, and this is our two different tailwind.config files, one for front end and one for backend. So backend and front end. Now our third step has been started, and here we just add two scripts in our script in composer.json file. So open composer.json no package. So I just package, okay, and here script, and paste this one here, and we just rename as one for backend.white.js, and similar one for front end, and this one is front, and okay, save this file. So here our fourth step has been started, and here we just create two routes in web.php. Okay, copy these two routes and open routes, web.php, and paste these two routes. Here we just create two views or blade views, so for backend dashboard and front end dashboard. So for our five step, just create two blade.php template in resource.views. So let's create and open resources views and create a file and paste it, and open and copy this line of code and paste it here, save it, and similar create for backend blade. So create this one, and I think here is a mistake. So the name backend dashboard is not valid. A folder. Okay, this is a folder. So valid name. I think this is there is a space, and copy this line of code and paste in backend. So our we have created two blade syntax, and here I just explain one more thing. I just zoom it now, and here in our front end blade and in our back end blade, we just add this line of code, which is white use build directory. If you don't add this, then our code will not work. So you can also create a middleware and place this line of code in that middleware. Just create two middleware, one for front end and one for back end, and place this line of code there. But I think this is a good idea. Place it in your head, and our sixth step started uh, started has been started, and now resources backend dashboard, and create this backend tailwind.css. Okay, just in resources create new folder, not a file, just create new folder. This folder name is backend, and within backend create new folder which is name is dashboard, and within dashboard create a new file which is a backend tailwind.css. Okay, backend tailwind.css, and paste this code within this one, save it, and okay, similar, create these resources, frontend tailwind.css, frontend tailwind.css within resources. Okay, create new folder, frontend, within frontend, create frontend.tailwind.css, and create new file, and paste this code. So paste this code here. Our uh, our Tailwind, different front-end Tailwind and back-end Tailwind has been created. CSS has been created. Now step 7, just run these two commands. So let's run these commands. So I think I have done very well, and see it. Okay, our code has been compiled. Our backend has been compiled successfully. Similar, run this code, this script. So here error is here I just misspelled front end. Okay, this is not front end. This is a front end. Open JSON, and this line. Okay, now front, and save it, and try again to build front end. Okay, again, so our Laravel white front end. So again, I think front end, the spelling is front end, Fron, front end. Okay, save it, and try again, and see it. Okay, again, couldn't resolve the module resource front end tailwind.css. So anti module not resolves resources front end. Okay, front end resources front end. Let's see it. Resources front FRO, and I just uh, don't front. This is front end. Okay, front end, and front end. Try again, and this time will work. Okay, our both front end and back end Tailwind CSS compiled from different Tailwind.js config files. Okay, now open public, and you can see backend assets, and within backend assets, this is our white compiled code, and similar, this is our front end. So by default, Laravel just create a build folder within public. We just create here. I just explain this code from beginning. Okay, here we just add, so this is already included in Laravel, but here we just add build directory, which is a front end directory. So this front end assets we are here. So this is front end assets. This is our build directory. After void just compile this code within front end assets. So this is our build directory. Similar, so in within post css post css, we just put code in config. So this is our config tailwind css file. This is similar to our previous laravel mix. So in laravel mix, we just webpack mix, we just put tailwind dot at our config files in this way. But in laravel white, we just put our front-end tailwind.config files within css, and this is a complete css code. Uh, so similar, this is for backend. Our build directories, backend assets, and dashboard. And this is backend assets and dashboard. So within dashboard, we just here place our laravel white build code. So if you have any code within this directory, that code will automatically deleted. So keep it in your mind. After that, we just have to create two config files. Within config files, this code is from Tailwind, and in package.js, we just mention our white config files here. So we just create two build directories. You can also create two dev scripts. So here you can also create two dev scripts. Dev means uh, create two scripts for your dev. Okay, and comma. So here we place these two, dev, and similar this one, dev. Okay, dev backend, dev front end, and this is not build, this is a dev. Okay, save it and run these script in here in your command line. So npm run dev backend, and see here our code is compiled and started here. If you want to compile your backend, and you can just see what happened when you change your tailwind css classes and save, this automatically update. So here we just created two more scripts for our dev. So okay, and after that we just create two roots, and this is normal code. In our blade center, we just introduce new line of code. This is a white use build directory front end. So this code, I just find this code from laravel documentation within basics, and here is a section assets, and asset building, within asset building, advanced customization, I just find this line of code here. You can also use build directory, this line of code here. You can also with entry point, this is your entry point and hot. So I just use this line of code with wired. I just put this line of code within blade, so it will work. If you replace this line of code, then our build directory, our white or our blade css doesn't work. So I just show you here. If you don't place this line of code, then our project will not work well. So first of all, I just run our project, laravel npm. So this is a php artisan serve. Okay, and so run Laravel project. So PHP artisan serve, and okay, just go for these two, routes, dashboard. So this is a dashboard. So our backend is working similar. Just this is visit front end, and within front end, so this is not working, but why? You resource and front-end assets, front-end tailwind.css, but just see the view file, and why this is not working here. Use front-end here, just this class is front end. Okay, this class is front-end, and now one more time, refresh it. So our both both views are working fine. So when I just as mentioned, when we just replace these lines of code, then uh, this will not work. Okay, so just replace, just remove this line of code from both files. Okay, this line of code, and now just check it, and you can see unable to locate file in white manifest resource frontend and frontend to tailwind. So this is a default entry point, but this will both are not working. When you just replace this line of code, just undo both one, and save all, and one more time, refresh it, and now it's working fine. And as I mentioned before, you can also create one or two middlewares, one for front end and one for back end, or just create one middleware name as white, and pass two parameters for front end and back end, and just set your custom custom built directory here. So thank you so much for watching this video. I think this video will help you, and just give me a star on this repository. As you can see, 5 star already given by some developers. So that's it. Thank you so much.